time to talk us through that one, especially that last quarter?
Yeah, I mean, everything seemed like a bit of a grind today. I mean, great turnout. We had a touch over 4,000. I have to think about the part I played in that, sort of, amping up the importance of us wanting to put a good product on the floor for everyone to get behind. Even that first quarter where we did a good job defensively, each quarter we just couldn't get out of the teens, and the ball stuck. Everything was just unnecessarily held up. There was a lot of errors that we made, and then again, like with this young group, right, as we're sort of building our collective identity and maturity, you start to see some guys start to lose a bit of confidence or faith, and sort of try and maintain a bit of momentum, and reward ourselves on the defensive end for getting it done, but then we just come down, and I even think about the end of the game in that fourth quarter where there was a chance to tie it, take the lead. We sort of gave the ball to DJ, and then everyone just stood there, and it's like, we haven't run that. Like, that's not how we go about it, So that was disappointing that we even didn't get to our end of game sets, end of quarter sets. We sort of just threw the ball to DJ and said, bail us out of it. And, one, that's unfair to do. Secondly, it's impromptu, so it's not what we do. It was unfortunate. It's a disappointing result. But the main thing now is that, again, like with everything, we have to learn from it. We have to build towards moving forward. We got a week to prepare for another tough game in Sydney. Guys, I think, sort of shied away from the moment a little bit, and I don't want them to. So, let's learn from this and get better.
Trying to take the positives out, I guess. After last week, you spoke about coming out strong in that first quarter, hitting it with that energy. I guess, did you at least see that this time round in that first half?
Not really, no. And this is the thing, even though we're getting stops, we only had 16 points. It just felt like everything was really just a grind. We showed some clips at half time where, again, against Melbourne, that ball was zipping around the floor. And here, everything was, rather than a half-second decision, it was like a 1.5-second decision, and everything. And so, we knew New Zealand coming in, that the breakers were going to get out. They were going to be switching. They're going to be hard showing. We wanted to stretch the defense a little bit, and to do so, move the ball to get the ball behind it. The ball never moved. It was moving to the wrong areas. It was, the ball was moving to the loaded upside when we wanted to get guys flaring out of that action. So it was disappointing. It was just a grind of a game, and it never felt like we were, even though we were up, to be honest with you, it never felt like we were in control of it. It just felt like at any point, we were just hopefully playing for the clock, right? Trying to keep this little lead that we had and just play for the clock. And you can never finish out games like that. We weren't aggressive. We weren't attacking. We weren't moving the ball. Credit to New Zealand. They've had a heck of a schedule to come here and get the win. I know they'll be happy with that.
Just finally, for me, it'd be remiss not to mention DJ, 25 points. How'd you see his performance tonight?
Yeah, we got him easy points, and then we went away from him. And this is the thing, we sort of said to the guys, the ball finds energy, right? So we got him going early. Then it felt like it was a real struggle to get him the ball. And then when we sort of shift the focus to say, hey, DJ's ticking the scoreboard over, now it was, hey, give the ball and everyone get out the way. And it went from one extreme to the other. So, we'll get better. This is 6 games in. We'll learn how to get the ball where it needs to go out of effective sets that get him easy points. Tonight wasn't the night.
Forde made his debut tonight. I know he was on the court for just shy of 5 minutes, but what do you think from his efforts there?
Yeah, great. And that's what I sort of said to him. I was going deep into the bench. I was like just trying to find something that was going to be the X factor. Lake got out there and he was great. I wanted to go back to a group that I felt like had a little bit more consistency playing together. That was a bit of a grind-out game. The last minutes were very serviceable. I needed a bit of an X factor. I needed someone to give us a bit of energy. I thought he did a great job, debuting, and he will only get better.
It was a much closer game than the last home game we had. Are you happy to see just that improvement between the 2 home games up here?
the things I flag are still sort of the same. And so, we want to address it, that confidence can't be quarter to quarter. When we talk about teams building consistency and real, playoff contending teams that are able to string 4 quarters together and string 4 games together and then string 4 weeks together, that's what we're building towards. So, we lost by 4, but again, I never really felt like we were in good control of that game. I felt like we played a New Zealand team that was fatigued. And again, not trying to discredit the stuff we were doing well on the defensive end, because that was getting there. But yeah, we were just, a couple of air balls, a couple of silly turnovers, a couple of missed foul shots, and then everybody's they shrink into themselves. No, it's okay. Basketball's full of mistakes, and it's the team that adjusts usually does better. All we can do is keep putting confidence in these guys and keep building towards it, so that we're going to be better for it.
And final one from me is, you just mentioned the team that adjust. Did you notice an adjustment from New Zealand coming to that second half, especially as they started becoming more accurate outside of the arc?
No, and this is the thing, to their credit, they stuck to their processes, right? So, they had some real good looks that we sort of gave up that they missed in that first half. And so, us, playing to the personnel, playing to the scout a little bit, then they started making, they came out and hit those 3 straight threes, and so we called a timeout. And it's like, okay, now we need to factor in they're feeling pretty good about themselves and be a little bit more disruptive. But I think that was the key thing. We weren't disruptive enough. And so it wasn't so much how well they made the adjustments. I think they just stuck to their guns and they got the results for it. Oh.
Sorry, my question. There was no doubt the crowd was behind the Taipans tonight, and sea of orange of 4,000 people in the stadium. Where to from here? What message would you have for the fans?
Yeah, just be patient with us, and it's going to come. And that's the main thing is, it was a great turnout, Sunday afternoon, and it's hot outside, and, 4,000 some change, and they were loud and they were behind us, and, it was a grind out of a game, and we want to put a better product on the floor for them. But look, we're building, we're slowly getting there, and again, it's important that the team we're building towards is what the Taipans are going to look in January. So stay with us. We're going to get one for you sooner than later, hopefully.
Now I think we can go to this.
Don't worry, Paul. I can see he's sitting there. What did you make of it out there? Was it as frustrating to play as it might have been to watch from the sideline?
No. I think our defense held us in it the whole time. But we never found rhythm offensively. Even myself, getting a couple of wide open shots that didn't go in. So it was a little frustrating because we were getting good looks, even though we weren't executing as we wanted to.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think both teams would have been pretty happy with their defense. So how do you find some of that offensive execution that Forde's talking about to try to get the ball moving and get more guys involved?
I think we're maturing because it's a new group. We're only 6 games in. And so I think we're just maturing offensively. We're bought in defensively, so we're on the same page. I think offense is just catching up. So when it catches up, I think that's when everything will take off.
You've got a week now before you play the Kings again next week. Is that a good thing to have a full 7 days to prepare?
Yeah.
Forde, you're right, it was a grind out of a game. I mean, how much of that do you put down to New Zealand? Because that's probably the style they like to play. They've been really good defensively. You take out Thursday night. How much was it down to them maybe controlling the tempo of the game a bit?
Oh, look, and again, credit to them, right? Because we knew that was going to be their game plan going in, and mission accomplished for them. But yeah, we haven't been great offensively for a good stretch of this season yet, and I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying once we sort of unlock that, then we're going to be really, really good. Even rolling in before this game, and again, I know it's a small sample size, but I think we're 6th in terms of offensive rating in the league, and so there's certain guys that need to get more confident in the areas that they want to score out of, the opportunistic cuts we can get, the screening action. Also recognising how teams are going to adjust to defending Keanu, right? They're going to be more aggressive, tagging him as a roller. They're going to be more aggressive on him in the block. So finding new creative ways to get him easy points. But yeah, it 100% credit to New Zealand. It wasn't anything we weren't surprised by. We just have to do a better job transferring the theory to the practical. And it's not just that game, it's been all of them.
And just lastly, another road team got the win. I mean, you've been good on the road yourselves as well, obviously. Any idea why teams are able to win on the road so far this season?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't speak for anybody else. I know for us, and again, it's something I have to adjust for, but maybe, there was probably a high expectation that I put on this group rolling in that we were going to have a real exciting crowd get behind us, and, maybe I tightened them up a little bit with that, and our style of play is to play a little bit loose and free and go with the win type stuff. So, again, it's just an idea that we'll look to make adjustments to. But I don't have an answer for you in terms of everyone else.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.